Everybody, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Battlefield 4. This time, like promised, I'm showing you guys the new map Propaganda from Dragon's Teeth DLC. This is a really hectic map, especially if you're playing Chain Link. It's more or less linear. I mean, you can see by the layout that the chain links are placed in a linear way. But this map isn't really as linear as, for example, Operation Locker or Operation Metro. You have a lot of room to maneuver, especially if you're playing in a 32-player server. And this map is probably one of my favorites in terms of gameplay, not in terms of looks, because personally I don't really like snow maps. It's been like that since forever. Even though I remember that I liked Nelson Bay from Battlefield Bad Company 2. That was actually a really nice map, and it was on a snowy environment. But anyways, this in terms of gameplay, imagine that you have like two main lanes going from one side to the other of the map, and then you have like four lanes cutting the big ones in like four halves. So basically you have a lot of crossfire, but the thing is that you have buildings on each side, and the center of the lanes has a lot of visual cover. So it's definitely a map where you're gonna have places to hide and to stay hidden and work around the enemies and hopefully surprise them. Granted, if they're not paying attention to the minimap and that you are not spotted, which both cases are really hard to come by. But anyway, I'm playing this time with I think I'm playing with the actual carbine, the R.A.W.R. No, I'm playing with the carbine, the R.A.W.R, and I'm using the engineer class. And the reason I chose the engineer, it's because in this map there are not a lot of walls, but some walls you can destroy, enough for you to create new routes and just and just surprise the enemies. And sometimes they really have no idea that you can come from that specific place, because again, these maps are new and the player base is not really used to this map, so you kind of have a bit more room to surprise them. The interior zones still provide good cover, still provide good value for gameplay. The only issue that I still have, it's just the time to kill is still too low, and sometimes, especially, everybody is using that weapon Bulldog now, and that weapon seems to be really powerful. I get instantly killed almost. I mean, let's put it like this: almost every time that I get instantly killed, it's because someone was using that weapon. So it's probably a beast. It's an exclusive weapon for this DLC, so I haven't unlocked it yet. I don't even know how to unlock it. I'm gonna look it up, and hopefully in the next videos I'll be able to show you the new weapons, or you'll see me progress through the game trying to unlock the new weapons. But so far I can only use the ones that I already have, and I'm quite happy with the carbines overall. But I gotta tell you guys, it's a shame that this game doesn't have the CTE improvements implemented yet, because this would be considerably better. The 3D icons are still an issue, and the visual recoil is still a big issue as well. But I think that in like a couple of weeks they're gonna port over some. I don't know if they're gonna port all the improvements from CTE to Battlefield 4, but hopefully they will port some of those improvements, like the triage system, the heads-up display system, the visual recoil. So if they address those things, I honestly believe that the game will be much more enjoyable, and it would add a considerably higher value for this to this DLC. Because right now, as it stands, the maps look good, but the gameplay hasn't changed much, and the only issue, or the main issue I had was the gameplay itself, because it feels a little bit like the same over and over again. I was playing the other maps and it seemed like Team Deathmatch over and over again, but not this one. This one definitely has room from one flag to the other, and the room between one flag and the other, both the flanks and sticking to the middle of the map, it will provide you enough cover and enough room for you to surprise the enemies. So that's definitely a really positive thing about this map. And you get to shoot the guy in the middle, which is basically, I think, the leader of North Korea, I guess, or a former leader of the North Korea. I kid, but all in all, the map looks good. Even though it's a snowy map, it looks good. But the biggest perk about that map is that it plays really good. Now I'm back to Sunken Dragon, or Sunken Dragon, which is that map with the restaurant in the middle. Trying to get a better feel of it, you know, is just trying to understand a bit more of the flanks that I can use, the routes that I can take to kind of avoid the mess that, I mean, because one thing that I noticed is that players, despite the game mode, players still stick to where the action is happening. They don't really try and avoid it and go around their back and try and surprise them. And I was actually trying to do that in this map. I was kind of avoiding the zones which had the highest heat, and I was either defending our back flags or attacking their back flags. And it's something really important in this game mode, because if you don't know, chain link rewards you for having flags linked together. So let's say that you have 5 flags. If you manage to chain 3 flags together, you're gonna score much more points than if you don't have any flags chained together, or if you only have 2 flags chained together. So this kind of rewards the tactical element for the game, and even though a lot of players still stick where the action is happening, I saw some players from both teams trying to be sneaky. Like this time, you can see in the center of the screen, the enemy has 4 flags chained together, and we're disrupting one of them. So the thing is, they no longer had 4 flags chained together, they only had 2. So they were getting a lot less points. So you see, it's all about trying to keep as much flags connected as possible. For example, right now we have 3 flags connected, earning us points, while the enemy has 3 flags unconnected. Not a single flag was connected, so they were either not making any points at all, or the points that they were doing were really low compared to the ones we were doing. So yes, this game mode is, if I had to choose between, I know it's different game mode, fits different purposes, but team deathmatch or domination, it's basically the same. Honestly, it's just spawn, spray weapons, throw grenades, get killed, spawn again, over and over and over. And this one, it's kind of, it can be like that if you stick to the flags that have the biggest heat. So if you are a domination player, I think you will find joy while playing this game mode. But at the same time, it's also adapted to players that kind of like to play the objective in a sneaky way, which is good. So this DLC overall, in terms of value, I can't tell if it's the best DLC so far or not, because I really enjoyed Naval Strike, to be honest, in terms of beauty. In terms of new game modes, the Carrier Assault was kind of a fail, because once you got inside the carrier, it just turned Operation Metro all over again. It was too tight, too close quarters, too narrow. For 32 players, let alone 64, so it kind of ruined the whole game mode. And it didn't really resemble the Titan game mode as DICE announced it. It has some particular things that are similar, but overall is a completely different mode that really, if you were hoping to get Titan mode, well, it's not. So at least with this one, they tried to innovate, and they weren't trying to go after good things that the old Battlefield titles had. So they didn't use that to advertise. They actually tried to innovate in almost every way, and that is definitely a good thing. The battle pickup, I said in the previous episode that I don't like it, and I do not like it, don't get me wrong, but I see the potential. They wanted to do something different. Instead of just grabbing a weapon, an overpowered weapon, you would actually grab a gadget, which is awesome. So it was it was a change of, how can I say, a change of tactic. Instead of giving you a weapon, they give you a gadget, and if you're smart enough with it, you can actually do a lot of damage. Now the gadget itself, I don't think it's properly balanced, but it's good to see that they're giving you something else other than a weapon. Of course it is ultimately a weapon because you can kill enemies with it, but you don't actually hold the weapon, you just control it via your PDA, just like you control the MAV or the mortars, for example. So that's definitely something positive. Now, like I said, I wanted to try this map without being a sniper, because I wanted to see if it was actually a run and gun map and it would turn into a clusterfuck because of the time to kill. and it did. As you can see, most of the times that I get instantly killed here, it was the bulldog, or all the times it was the bulldog. So the map is awesome. It really looks good, but it plays horrible because of the weapon balance and the damage balance. It's just, you get killed so fast, you don't have time to react to anything. You spawn, there you go, you're dead. You spawn again, you're dead. You make a movement that, you know, I don't know, it's just, I don't like the way this map plays. Which is a shame, really, because I think I could say that this is, if it's not the best good looking map from the DLC, it's the second best, beaten by the Lumpini Garden. That map really looks good, but I don't know. I think maybe I wasn't in my day when I was playing this, but I honestly think that the more flanks you have and the more verticality you add to a game where you can get killed from pretty much everywhere almost instantly, it's just a bad decision. It's gonna kind of frustrate you and alienate you, and kind of makes you not want to play the objective and not stick around near the flag zones, since that's where most players are aiming at. So it kind of encourages you not to play the objective, camp a little bit, you know, just use a motion sensor, attach a suppressor to your carbine, and camp a random rooftop. I think that this is the best way to play this map without getting frustrated. Either that, or you're playing with a group of friends and you are being organized and attacking flags as a group, or else it will just happen like I've been showing you in the last couple of minutes. You spawn, you get killed, you spawn, you get killed, you spawn, you get killed instantly, over and over and over and over. Really frustrating. Of course, sometimes it could be related to just bad timings, you know, just bad luck. But this map surely creates those situations fairly easy. So I don't know. I'm divided in this map. It really looks good. I wanna like it, but the way it plays out, it's just bad. But luckily, that's not the only map we have. And to be fair, I only tried this map in Chain Link, which is a game mode that supposedly you need to constantly be moving around from objective to objective. So I'm gonna try that map in other game modes such as Conquest Large, or Conquest, or Capture the Flag, or even Rush, and see how it plays out. Hopefully it will be a good surprise, and the pacing will slow down because the objective is different. So there's that. But so far, Chain Link in that map, clusterfuck, random clusterfuck all the way. So I'm back at Propaganda. Like I said, I really enjoyed this map, and I think that this is probably the best map that fits my aggressive style while playing with a sniper rifle, because you have lanes left and right, up and down, so it's not too close quarters like Pearl Market, but at the same time it doesn't feature big open and vast lanes as the other ones do. So this map honestly and personally fits my gameplay style quite good. And this game mode, it's really nice. It's a really nice fit for this map. I'm guessing that Rush in this map can also be really nice, because if they keep the out-of-bounds zones, far away, it means that it will leave you room for you to flank the objective. And that's one of the main issues with Rush, is that it limits the playable zones to channel players to a specific corridor or to a specific lane, and it's so hard to surprise enemies that it's almost impossible. But if they do it right in this map, I really gotta try it. I'm really curious to play Rush here. If they do make it right, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a really nice map to be playing Rush. Anyway, I don't even know why the other guy didn't get killed. There were two guys there. Maybe it was just bad luck, I don't know. But anyways, another thing that I like about this map is that you don't see a lot of verticality. You know, you have several lanes, you have big open spaces, but somehow it doesn't feel, despite the fact that it's an quote-unquote open map for an infantry-based map, despite the fact that it's open, it doesn't feel random like Pearl Market feels. because here, despite the fact that it's open, you really don't get killed from 1,000 different places. You know, you have several lanes, and you know more or less what you can count on when you're playing. Okay, I know more or less that I can be killed from the back in this place, so I can arrange a better position so that it doesn't happen. And I don't have that feeling with the other map. So in terms of gameplay, this map is definitely my favorite so far. But in terms of looks, I don't know, because, you know, this is just a matter of personal opinion, of course, but snowy maps always look the same. It's white everywhere. I don't know, but and it kind of reminds me, and I'm probably gonna get a shitstorm because of this, but it reminds me of a map from Call of Duty 4 called Block. I don't know if you know the map, if you feel the same, but it kind of reminds me. I think the reason it does is because the setting is actually really similar, but obviously this one is much bigger than the Call of Duty map, obviously, in every way, which is good. And right here, I don't understand why this C4 attached to the bus. I thought that it would go over the bus and kill the other guy, but turns out he was already dead anyways, so screw it. I'm curious to see how it is to play this map with vehicles, like tanks and LAVs, etc. I'm really curious because it can either work really good or really bad. I say this because as a tank, if you have big open lanes like this map, it's really easy to snipe targets with a tank. And that was one of the big issues I remember with Battlefield Bad Company 2, is that you could actually tank snipe in almost every map. Especially when you were playing Rush, it was really bad. And I'm afraid that this map is kind of allowing players to tank snipe, but let's see how it goes. On the other hand, despite the fact that you have several lanes, you have a lot of solid cover spread throughout those lanes. So I'm guessing that tank sniping is not gonna be a problem. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna try and do live commentaries from now on when I'm gonna be playing and doing the next episode. So hopefully you will enjoy them. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take care.